Good evening. We're real happy to be at the Clayton Center again for our August edition of Art at the Clayton Center. This show is dedicated to photography. We have two wonderful photographers. I'm standing here with Frank Deepak, and Frank is a member of CVA who puts on this show. In fact, he's now the treasurer of CVA. So let me ask him some questions. Frank, where'd you grow up? Let's start with that.
Well, Larry, I grew up in New Hampshire. Manchester, New Hampshire is the largest city in New Hampshire. So I'm a New Englander by birth.
Now, how long have you lived down here?
Well, I graduated high school and joined the Marine Corps and was stationed in South Carolina. I've been in the South since then, probably 36 years now. Moved to Atlanta after I graduated college and got out of the Marine Corps, and I've been in Clayton 15 years, 16 years.
Where'd you go to college?
University of Georgia. I'm a Georgia Bulldog.
Now, I think I know the answer to this, but you haven't been doing this all your life.
No, I haven't. I had an interest in this when I was in high school, and I started processing black and white photographs in a little dark room in my bedroom, and I thought it was really cool when I could actually take the film canister and, rather than take it to the drugstore. You remember those days when you take it to the drugstore and it'd be 2 weeks and you get the picture back? But I thought it was so cool to be able to take that canister and put in some chemicals and create an image from that. And so I really like doing that. And of course, when I graduated high school and life sort of interrupted, it sort of fell by the wayside for a bit. But I always had an interest in it, and I, sort of dabbled in it a little bit. But what really got me started was when my daughter was born, and I entered the digital age. And we got a little point and shoot and started taking pictures of everything she was doing. And but then she got involved in sports, and a little point and shoot just didn't do it. So then I was able to convince my wife that we needed a DSLR and a real camera, and so we started taking those pictures, and then the next thing I know, I need a bigger lens, I need another lens and some more equipment, and so it just sort of took off from there. But that's been about 4 or 5 years now. But
it can grow and get expensive, can't it?
Oh, very quickly.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you had to pay to have those things developed too?
Sure, geez.
Or buy the chemicals to have it developed?
Well, it's a lot nicer now with digital. You
age
just
is
delete.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, you have some beautiful work here.
Oh, thanks.
Seems like you spend a lot of time in the sunset.
Yeah, well.
Do you have any sunrises?
Well, those are all sunrises.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah, yes, they are. What these are is basically my exhibit is basically broken up into two sections. The first part, if you notice, there's little poems and things associated with each picture, and these are our family vacations to Holden Beach every year. And a couple of years ago, for my mother-in-law's birthday, I put together a booklet of all the pictures I take when we go to the beach. Everybody sleeps in late, but I get up before sunrise and go take pictures, and she really has a love for the beach. So what I did was I put together a book. It's called Ocean Wisdom, and I found some poems and sayings that sort of went with each of the pictures. I put that together for a book for her. So the first part of this exhibit is sort of dedicated to her. So it has a nautical theme, and then the other part is kind of what I'm doing now in my photography. I do a lot more post-processing in the computer and adding textures and things like that to my photographs, and so it's really broken up into two parts.
Well, now, have you taken any classes in this, or is this all self-taught?
It's pretty much self-taught. I take classes on the internet nowadays with YouTube and different meetup groups. There's seminars you can go to, but it's very informal. I've not had any formal training, but it's just really informal, trial and error.
Have you done any other shows?
Well, I had one.
Anywhere we could go see it?
I had one here a couple of years ago. I was here, I guess 2 or 3 years ago. And I've had a couple others at Smithfield Library and some of the restaurants around town that we do. And so, yeah.
Well, I think it's wonderful work, and I hope everyone will get an opportunity to come down and see it. And I want to thank you for displaying.
And thank you for having me. I really, it's an honor for me to be asked to come here and to do this, and
Well,
I just appreciate it.
Your work stands on its own. You're certainly deserving to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm standing here with Mary Daughtry, and Mary is from Raleigh, and she has been kind enough to bring an exhibit here that I think is just spectacular. And before we get into the specifics, let me just ask you some questions. Where did you grow up, first of all?
I grew up in Halifax, Virginia, which is about 100 miles from Raleigh, just across the border.
And how did you end up down in Raleigh?
Actually went to St. Mary's Junior College when it was a junior college years ago, and that's kind of how I ended up here and stayed. Liked it so well.
Well, that's wonderful. Now, did you study art when you were there, or photography, or did you pick this up later?
Yeah, I didn't study photography there, but my major was Associates of Art, so that got me started. I enjoyed photography as a child after I got my first camera from my parents, but didn't pick it up until later in life. Took a darkroom class at NC State, and I was hooked after that.
Back in the days of the darkroom.
Yes, go back to the film.
Do you miss that, honestly?
Honestly, no.
Okay.
I've made that transition to digital and really like it a whole lot. The
A
chemicals.
little less expensive too, isn't it?
And the chemicals too.
Yeah, they can hurt you.
Yeah.
Well, what you have here is spectacular. The entire exhibit is old cars. And when I say old cars, I don't mean the kind that you see in the museum. These are the kind you see in a junkyard. And you've done such a wonderful job. It was like nostalgia just walking around and looking at them. Tell us about how you came up with this theme, and tell us about the show.
Okay. I've always been intrigued by old cars as well. I think the lines that they use, the hood ornaments, all of that is just classic, and that's disappearing. And the only way to really find them is to go to the old junkyards. And so I kind of delved into that and just became really fascinated by the colors, the textures, the tones of the rust and everything. So it just made it fun for me.
Well, it's spectacular, and then I think one of the things that really makes it stand out is the way you've chosen to frame them. Would you tell us about that?
I came up with the idea of framing them based on the fact that cars are metal. And so the sheet metal just kind of fit right in, and so I went to our local Home Depot and bought standard sheet metal and constructed a frame on the back and adhered the two together with glue, and then put the image on the front of the sheet metal.
Well, it's a great concept. I mean, the metal with the car and so forth, I just think it was brilliant. It was brilliant. The thing that bothered me, and I told you this earlier, is that I can walk around and look at these cars and I can almost tell you exactly what year that car is. And there's not much to see, some of them.
That's right.
But that's how old I am. I remember them, and it's wonderful.
Well, I think that's what makes them unique as well, because cars today are so similar in their features that the older cars are unique. From the door handles to the doorknobs to the ornaments that were on the front hood. So
Yeah, they had a lot more character.
they did.
And it reflected the person who was driving them a lot more than today's cars do.
And makes you wonder about the stories that are within.
That's very good, very good. Do you have art displayed elsewhere, photography displayed elsewhere? I'm sure you take pictures besides cars.
I do. I like to take photographs of lots of different things. Actually, Deco Raleigh in downtown Raleigh carries my greeting cards, so that's an outlet for me there.
We really appreciate you coming out and sharing your photographs with us. It's a wonderful show, and I hope the people will be able to get down here and see it before it's gone. If not, I'm sure the pictures that we're going to take tonight will do it justice.
Well, I hope so. I hope people will come. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank
I
you
appreciate
very much
it.
for coming.
Thank you.
Coming up in September, it's Clayton Visual Art's 15th annual Art Fair competition. Last year, more than 60 artists entered their incredible paintings and photography, and walked away with almost $2,000 in prizes. And it's not too late for you to enter the 2013 competition. Entries are due August 28th. That's August 28th. You have to be 18 years old to enter, but you do not have to be a resident in the town of Clayton to participate. So all area artists are welcome. A pair of $750 awards will be presented, including the Margaret Ritchie Award of Excellence in Fine Art and the Margaret Ritchie Award of Excellence in Photography. They're both named in honor of the late Clayton News Star editor. Fine art entries will be accepted in all media, including graphics, printmaking, mixed media, collage, and fiber arts. There's a separate photography category. Only one entry per person will be accepted, please, and unfortunately, they can only accept about 50 entries due to the space at the Clayton Center. All the entries will be put on display beginning September 3rd in the lobby of the Clayton Center, and on September 5th at a wonderful evening reception at 6 p.m., the winners will be announced. Again, it's a free reception in the Clayton Center the first Thursday of September. Now, it's just $35 to enter your piece, $25 for members of Clayton Visual Arts, and if you're not a member of Clayton Visual Arts but you want to enter, it's only $20 a year, and that means you'll only be charged $45 to join Clayton Visual Arts and enter your piece. You can make checks payable to Clayton Visual Arts or go to the Art Fair webpage at claytonvisualartsnc.org. That's claytonvisualartsnc.org. You can use PayPal there. Please don't send cash. Paper entries and checks should be mailed to Clayton Visual Arts, Art Fair Competition, P.O. Box 698, Clayton, North Carolina 27528. You can pick up a brochure at the Clayton Center at 111 East 2nd Street, the Coffee Mill on Lombard Street, Right Angles Framing on Main, and the Clayton Chamber of Commerce on Main Street. So get those entries in. Again, the deadline to submit to the Art Fair competition is August 28th. We can't wait to see your work. Good luck, everybody, and we'll see you soon enjoying art at the Clayton Center.